All right, got another video here, kind of for the youth athletes, the athletes even up to college athletes, even heck, even pro athletes, and the parents that help these kids, even coaches. This is great for coaches too. If you're a high school sport coach or even a youth sport coach, use this to help your kids grow. That's what your job is. That's part of your role as a parent, as a coach, is to help your athletes get better, to grow, to be the best possible, whatever, baseball player, football player, basketball player, just general athlete overall, and help them reach and exceed their potential and all these great things. That yeah, some of them are again the majority of athletes are never gonna play professional sports. That's the top 1% of the 1% that are in the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, MLB, MLS, whatever, even college. It's hard to be a college, especially high level D1. These freak athletes. That, yes, a lot of that comes with genetics. A lot of it comes with just God given ability. But there's a lot that they can train, and every athlete knows that they need to be training. That is kind of the norm today. And there's so many training facilities. There's plenty of good ones. There's plenty of crappy ones too. And coaches and stuff like that with like the strength and conditioning performance coaches, whatever you want to call them. And every kid knows they have to do that. Every parent should know by now that their kid needs to be training outside of their sport. And it's going to help them, again, a good program is going to help them become a good general athlete. Most of these kids need more generalized training. I spoke about that in a previous video. Than they do the specific training because they're doing so much of that already with all this craziness that sports has become these days, the business that it has become. So a lot of more general athleticism, the jumping, the sprinting, throwing, hopping, skipping, crawling, just balance, coordination, strength, all this stuff. You kids know they do this. Most programs now, I think, especially like high school programs, have some sort of training program with their. I mean, even when I was in school 20 years ago in high school, we had it. It was not good, but we got stronger. It's easy to get kids strong. That's one of the easiest things there is to do is get kids stronger and build strength. Basically, just give them some weights and let them add some more weight each week, and they're getting stronger. It's not that hard because it's not necessarily them getting stronger. It's their nervous system learning how to work properly and how they're learning how their body moves. And yes, there can be bad coaches that screw them up. There's plenty of coaches out there that screw them up, whether that's sports or strength and conditioning, speed, whatever you want to call it. But a lot of times it's just these kids figuring out on their own, which is a great thing. And that's what I do with my coaching. I want kids to figure out. I want my adult clients to figure it out on their own too. Help them figure it out. Learn how their body moves, how to solve problems. That's a huge part of it. And like I said, they'll know. I was giving a speech when I was talking to a local high school football group a month or so ago, and one of the things the coach said, yeah, you all know you need to be training. Everyone's training. All the programs are training. All the competition is training in the gym, hopefully doing sprints. Most of them probably aren't doing sprints. Most of them just lifting because they think lifting is the greatest thing ever. And lifting is great, but it's not the only thing. It's not going to necessarily make you better. It's going to be, yeah, if you're doing it properly, it's going to make you stronger, help you build stronger legs through squatting and hinging and lunging and different movements like that, and build stronger upper bodies with benching and rowing and pull-ups and push-ups and things like that. Helping you build the qualities that hopefully then you take and build into your sport and your position and things like that. So, but everyone knows, all the athletes know they need to be training. All of the programs are training nowadays in some way or another, whether that's through the school or through a private coach. If athletes go on and work on with someone like me, which is probably better than most of the school programs, because most of them don't have a good quality coach doing that. They have a lot of times, like when I was there, it was just the football coaches or the sport coaches trying to run speed and strength program, but they have no nothing about it. But now hopefully these coaches know more about it. Coaches, you should know. It should be part of your job to know speed and strength and conditioning and how to properly do that, especially if you have a small school and you have to have multiple hats. But again, all the athletes are doing that, or they should be. If they're not, then they're just dumb, and their parents are not, and you parents are not helping them by not having them in a program or training or helping them, even if you're doing something on your own. Everyone knows, all the athletes know they should be training. That's part of it. But I want to talk about the other things that most athletes, again, probably know they should be doing, but they don't do it. And it's not a secret. It's not some special hack or secret sauce or secret ingredients that you need to become a better athlete. But most people in general don't do these. But I'm focused on the athletes right now. And those things are sleep and nutrition. Hopefully the athletes are starting to do this, but I don't think they are. I don't think you go to, when I'm working in schools and middle schools, I don't do a lot of high schools, but your elementary schools, you see the crap these kids are eating. And it's because our whole society eats crap all the time. It's the fast food, the going to the gas station and getting energy drinks and garbage like that. It's school lunches that serve just straight junk, ultra processed stuff all the time, and it's not good for them. It starts with the parents, it starts with the coaches, it starts with the people, these adults that are, because most kids aren't buying groceries and providing themselves with meals and stuff like that. It starts with the schools and the administration and stuff like these people in powerful positions that help and raise the kids that aren't doing a good job. And that's what I spoke to that football group about. It's the nutrition and the sleep. These things are key to helping your performance on the field, on the court, on the ice, whatever it is, whatever sport you're playing, whatever sports you're playing. These things are just as, if not, and probably more important than training, than practice even, because you're not going to be able to perform in practice. You're not going to be able to perform to your best ability in games if you don't sleep, you don't eat well. And a lot of times it's, especially with nutrition, is the kids think, oh yeah, they probably recognize, oh yeah, I have to eat well. But then they focus on the energy drinks, all the stuff that's marketing, the sports drinks, the Gatorades, the Powerades, the stuff that is marketed towards them, but it's not good. It's not any good for you. It's not going to help you. But yeah, you're going to, because everything else is so crappy, you feel like crap all the time because you don't eat well, you don't eat enough protein, you don't eat enough real food. So you caffeinate with these monsters or ghost energies or whatever all this other crap is, and then you think you're such a high performing athlete that you need Gatorades and primes and all this other stuff, and you don't need any of that stuff. You just use that stuff because it's marketed. You think it's marketed for athletes, so it's gonna help me. And yeah, I'm sure maybe it's gonna give you energy and stuff like that. But if you really look at it, if you peel away the layers, that's not gonna help. You got to get to the root cause of the problem, really. Those things are just throwing a Band-Aid over it. The caffeine, getting you energy. If you're actually sleeping, you're going to bed at a good time. If you're actually eating real food, getting enough protein, getting enough good quality carbs and fats, fruits, vegetables, you won't need the caffeine, the energy drinks, all this other sugary junk that you're eating all the day. Because you don't realize how much better your performance can be because you're so used to the norm, which is now, yes, the fast food. You're eating McDonald's and Burger King and Chipotle and all this other Subway and all this other junk for lunch, or pregame meals and stuff like that. Or you have a pregame meal and you have I remember we used to have the pasta cookouts or whatever before a football game, so which is probably better than a lot of the stuff, but still, it's a lot of the stuff that they don't understand real ingredients, so they buy all the junk, the crappy noodles and stuff like that. Whereas if we just switch things up and we add a few whole, real, nutrient dense foods, we can make these meals so much better, and your body is going to feel it so much better than it does now. And you'll actually realize what feeling good, performing good feels like, because you're so used to the norm, like I said, of eating ultra processed foods all the time, not getting enough sleep. You think you feel fine when you're performing, and you're like, oh, I feel fine. And then again, a lot of times it is that youthfulness that you can do a lot of things when you're 15 to 20, 25. Whereas once you get older, you actually start to feel it and realize that, oh, your body can't keep up with it anymore. You can't do those things that you did in your 20s, in your teens. You can't do those things anymore in your 30s, and that's because your body. Yes, you have the metabolism, the testosterone or whatnot when you're those younger ages, and you have all this energy because you are active. But then you think you're feeling your best when you're really not, because you're not sleeping, you don't eat well. And if you just do these two things, even if it doesn't have to be all at once, it's taking it slow and figuring out what's going to work for you and start building healthy habits that ultimately you can take with you for the rest of your life. Because if you're 10, 12, 15, 18, and you're starting to get better and starting to get more athletic, just sleeping more and focusing on good quality nutrition, that's going to take, maybe and I'm not saying it's going to improve your athletic ability, but it's going to improve your energy levels, your ability to get better and perform more, recover better in between games and practices and training sessions. So ultimately, that's going to can help you become a better athlete. Going to help maybe your levels here where this will get, but then maybe it's going to, with a little bit of nutrition and sleep, it's going to help you raise your potential, raise your ceiling, so to speak. The ceiling is the roof, as MJ once told us famously. And again, athletic ability is a lot of genetics, a lot of just learning how to move and through training. But you'll be able to train better, train more, have more focus, get more done if you are eating better and sleeping better. So it all plays a role. And again, it's not a secret. It's not no special hack or anything like that all these coaches would want you to think. No, you just have to shoot for better sleep. And again, a lot of times it's tough because all these coaches want you to your games get done late, and then we got to have early morning practice because that builds mental toughness. No, it doesn't. It's just dumb for the most part, especially these kids who aren't getting enough sleep. If your kids are going to bed at 8 and then getting up for 6 a.m. practices, that's fine because they're probably getting enough sleep. But most of these kids are staying up till midnight, 1, 2 in the morning, whatever, playing video games or scrolling social media or whatever else kids do. I know because I did the same thing. I mean, we didn't have social media, but it was staying up playing video games or watching TV, those types of things. But again, and it's part of the role as a coach or a parent to help facilitate these. And one way you can do it is to be a good example of these, especially if you're a parent. If you are setting a healthy example, kids are more likely to see that and follow it. Coaches, how often do you see the fat, lazy coaches preaching, oh, you got to be in shape and disciplined? But especially, it's even worse with strength coaches, because most strength coaches are fat turds, power lifters who don't know anything about health. They're just large and just think the weight room is the greatest thing ever. They're not good examples of health. Sure, they might have all the knowledge of lifting weights or whatever, but show an example. Be an example. Don't preach something and not practice it. Practice and preach it. Practice what you preach. Be in shape. Be a good, healthy role model. Sleep. Exercise yourself. Eat well. Because when the kids see this, then they're more likely to do with seeing rather than just being told all the time. But then again, when you're telling them, and what I try to tell them, and when I work with kids, is that it's going to make things better. Better, eating fruits and vegetables and high protein and whole nutrient dense foods, the rice, potatoes, those types of things, is going to allow you to perform better. It's going to make you have bigger muscles. It's going to help you build strength and power and speed because you're going to be able to perform better in the gym. You're going to feel better. So giving them the benefits of what these things can do for them rather than just tell them, oh, eat more protein, eat more fruits, eat more vegetables. That can be a way to help as well. Same with sleep. Show them why sleep is important, how sleep can impact their training, how it can impact their games. If they're tired, they're more likely to get sick. They're more likely to get injured. They're more likely to struggle on the court, on the field. So show them that sleep can benefit them, that type of thing. Tell them that sleep can benefit them. Show them the benefits. Tell them the benefits of how it is going to help their performance. Because again, your kids, they're thinking about how they can get better at their sport, at their whatever, so they can get to college and play in college, so they can get to the pros and play in the pros, so they can get to varsity from JV or whatever it is, so they can play on the AAA team rather than the single A traveling baseball team or whatever it is. These things are going to help. Yes, practicing your sport, playing your sport is great. That's the best way to get better at them. But again, most of these kids are bad athletes. And again, they need to be training. Every kid should know that by now. Most of them still don't do it, I don't think, just because whatever reasons. But then adding nutrition, adding sleep, these are just going to make everything so much better, so much easier to perform, to recover, to help you get better at your sport because you're able to be on the field more. You're not always sick or injured or missing time or whatever it is. So you have that availability. So you're able to be at all the practices, not getting injured, not getting hurt. Again, yes, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get injured. That's part of sports. Sports are dangerous. Do dangerous things. You're probably going to get hurt at some point. But again, you're not going to be as sore. You're not going to be as fatigued. Those types of things. You're going to have more endurance, more energy by just eating whole nutrient dense real foods and sleeping more. The not so secret, I think that's what we'll call this video, the not so secret things that athletes can do to get better at their sport or be better than their competition. Because most kids are not doing these things. Just go around any middle school, any high school, any college. They're going to be eating cafeteria junk, fast food, all the sports energy drinks, Monsters, the Ghosts, all that crap. I know because I did the same things. And you learn, so hopefully people learn so they don't have to waste the time that I wasted doing all this stupid stuff that was not actually helping me get any better. Again, the stuff is marketed as the hacks and the stuff you need to get better, but it really isn't. So again, yes, training is important. Everyone should be training. Everyone knows they need to be training to be a better athlete, practicing your sport, playing your sport, getting in the gym, doing sprints, jumps, training like an athlete. But a lot of kids, a lot of athletes are doing that stuff already. But what most of them aren't doing, they're not sleeping and they're not eating well. Again, this probably sounds like, oh yeah, we all know that. Well, yeah, knowing is one thing, doing is a whole nother thing. Do this stuff. Eat well, sleep well. Performance is probably going to get better, not worse. I mean, yeah, sure, if you're a crappy athlete, it's not going to maybe help. But again, it's going to help you build habits that you can take with you for the rest of your life so you can actually feel good and maybe eventually get a little bit more athletic as you go and perform better. So again, sleep, nutrition, you might know that you need to do it, but knowing is only part of the battle, and knowing is not very much part of the battle. You have to actually do it. So Again, if you need any help, that's what we do here at TAG. That's what I do here as your coach. I help you build a plan, help you build habits to take you where you are, and enjoy the process, enjoy the journey of it, because it isn't do this for 6 weeks, 12 weeks. It's not even doing it for a year. It's doing it for the rest of your life, because life is super short. You should want to have the energy to be able to do everything in life you enjoy. Right now, maybe as an athlete, yeah, you want to be the best athlete possible, and sleep and nutrition is going to be the key to helping you do that. And that's why you see so many of the pro athletes invest so much money into their bodies, into their nutrition. Yeah, a lot of them promote all this crap too, but a lot of these guys are freak athletes as it is. So you're probably not a freak athlete. If you are, great, congratulations. Use that freakishness to dominate. But for us non-freaky athletes, us average athletes looking to gain every little edge we can, sleep and nutrition are really going to help. And yeah, it might sound boring and mundane, but it's true. It's going to help. So again, need help with that, reach out. Send me a message, send me an email, trevor@tagpn.com. I'd be happy to help get you dialed in and help you figure out what will work best for you. And again, learning that journey and enjoying that journey, because yes, you're an athlete now, but eventually you're not going to be a competitive athlete. You should always want to be an athlete for life, like myself, doing athletic stuff and still playing sports as long as you can go, whether that's just pickleball or a pickup game of basketball at the local park. You should always be doing that stuff. But again, the high level, the high school, the college, the pro athlete, you're not going to be doing that for your entire life. So eventually that comes to an end. But still using these training methods, the nutrition, the sleep, to help you build the best life possible for the next, hopefully, 100 some years of just living an active life. That's what it's all about, and enjoying the journey along the way. So that's what I have for you today, guys. Hopefully you can take something from this, especially youth athletes, parents, coaches. Use that nutrition, use that sleep to help your athletes build better habits and build better humans and become better athletes too. So hopefully this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, guys.